So, what was school like for you in the U.S.? What grade were you in before we moved here?
I was in 5th grade before we moved here.
Did you like school?
Yes, I love school. I really like school. I'm a child who likes school. Yeah.
What do you love about it?
I honestly don't really know. Maybe my favorite thing might be the library, but I don't know. I just enjoy school in general.
Yeah.
It's just something that I enjoy.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't know.
So when Dad and I first talked to you about moving to France, what did you think?
Well, really the first conversation we had about moving to France was the Airbnb contest. Well, so there was, on Airbnb, there was a contest to get a Italian Jeet or something in, like, Venice or whatever. So we entered the competition. Spoiler alert, we did not win.
What happened if you won, though?
But if you won, you had to stay there for, like, a year, wasn't it?
Yep.
You got to stay there for a year, and then you got, like, the profit or whatever.
Yeah, you just ran the Airbnb.
Yeah, you just ran the Airbnb for a year. So that was cool. And so, but I was really excited about it because we talked about it and we're like, okay, we'll go for like 3, maybe 4 months. We'd go for the entire summer, go for breaks that year. And that feels like the really, like, the longest conversation that was, like, actually, like, a full conversation that we had about moving to Europe.
Yeah.
I don't remember, I'm sure we did, but I don't remember having, like, a conversation about, like, moving to France for a whole year.
Yeah.
But I was pretty much on board for, like, the couples, for, like, during the summer, during breaks and stuff, going to Europe. Thought that would be really cool. And once y'all kind of told me that we might be moving for a year, I was very shocked that we would do this, that we were actually doing it, because there had been talk of doing something like this before, but we'd never really been like, we're gonna do it this year. Now!
Yeah.
So I was really surprised, honestly. A little bit excited, but also like, oh god, I was that excited about the Italian thing. I'm so scared, but I think it was a good decision, honestly. So.
Yeah. Tell me, like, what were you most worried about? Like, when you say I was so scared, like, what were you scared of?
Because, I mean, I know I'd already done it once before, like, moved to a whole other place that I'd never been before, like when we moved from Texas to Colorado.
Yeah, we've done that the year before, right? In 4th grade, you moved from Texas to Colorado.
But it felt different, because we're moving across an ocean to a different country with a different language, with different,
All true.
With a different culture, with different everything existent.
Yes.
So I was just very nervous in general, like, and it's the first year of middle school too, so like, there's even that. Like, I was gonna be super nervous no matter what school I went to, being the first year of middle school.
Was there anything specific you were worried about you can remember?
I think making new friends, but I think that's always somebody's worry whenever you move anywhere new, no matter what
you're doing. School.
And new school. But I was afraid of the language. Like, I was afraid that I wasn't going to be able to learn it. Like, my mind just wouldn't be able to comprehend it, or my brain would blow out. I don't know. I'm really not
like
sure.
The emoji with, like, exploding brain.
That's in my head, like, every day.
It kind of was some days.
It was. But not literally, so, that's good.
What helped you make that transition?
My favorite thing. Books. I love books. What got me through was Keeper of the Lost City's books, The Hunger Games, and all the Percy Jackson books ever. Oh, actually, let me revise that. Every single book ever written by Rick Riordan. There we go.
So was it like a comforting place?
And they still do.
It was almost like an imaginary, comforting world to be in.
It's not imaginary, it's real.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to insult you.
Don't you dare insult my...
So, like, when you mentioned your French friends, what was it like making friends in a language you did not speak?
Well, it wasn't interesting a little while, but I have some really great friends, and,
what was the very first day like?
Oh god, my very first day. So, it might have even been better if I would have gone the first day of school. But true. I wasn't even there the first day of school. My first day was 2 weeks into school. And since I didn't speak the language, I didn't understand anything any of my teachers were saying. And since we lived in such a small town, in such a tiny French town, almost nobody spoke any English. I only had maybe 1, 2, 3 teachers that spoke fluent English. And one of them was, you guessed it, my English teacher.
But, like, what did they do to help you be more comfortable that first day?
My first hour, like my first few minutes of the day, I had math class. And I don't really like math. But so I just sat like the one person seat in the back of the class that there always is, like as far away from people as I could get, because I was very, very confused on what I was doing. But the teacher just like said a bunch of gibberish words. I don't know what she said. I still don't. My friends told me she said was pretty much, okay, so this new child is American. She speaks no French. She knows bonjour. She knows how to say like bonjour, ça va? And that's it. And so she was just like, is there anyone who knows a few words in English that might be like guide her around so she doesn't get lost through the day? And so my new friends, like all 3 of them raised their hand, plus like pretty much the entire class went, I want to do it. And so, yeah. But she picked my new friend, which I won't say their name, but anyways, one of my friends. And so then we had recess right afterwards, like a break. And so she came over to me and she's like, okay. She said exactly these exact words. She said, me, you, friends. Us, friends. In like a really, really strong French accent. It was really kind of funny to me, and I was also like, thank you so much. But yeah, so that was really nice, and they just helped me get through the day.
And I would say, like, that has been a very common theme that we found here, at least in the French countryside, is that people are very supportive and helpful. So I'm not surprised that, you know.
Oh, and one of my friends is her mom is my mom's new friend, so I picked great friends for my mom to be friends with.
Yes, yeah. Marianne, the chocolatine of the Baguette Brigade, is the famous person she's referring to.
Yes.
Who has helped us integrate into French culture.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a couple more questions as we kind of, was there anything that Dad and I did during the process that like helped support you, helped make it easier or better that you think other parents should know?
Well, I have one that's really random, but it's like the first thing that popped into my head. I'll use yours saying that.
Go for it.
You guys got me a lot of eclairs.
And so the secret to your children adjusting is many, many eclairs. French pastry will go a long way.
It will. You guys just kind of supported me doing French homework, which y'all can't help me with. No offense, but we all know that you can't help me with French homework.
This is true. Google Translate only does so much.
I mean, yeah, I would just like go on calls with my friends, be like, okay, so we both know that I have French homework today.
Yeah.
And I don't understand it because I've been in French school for like 3 weeks.
Was that actually
something? What do I do?
I mean, because we ended up getting you a phone. We had never planned to get you a phone until you were in high school. And we did it early so you could stay in touch with other people in your class that could help you, your friends in the States, and call us so you felt comfortable if you needed something from somewhere. And Google Translate at school.
It did help a lot because, so a lot of times if it's your first year and you speak no French, your teachers will let you Google Translate things on your phone. So I just kept my phone like in my bag. And I was allowed to like Google Translate things when I really didn't understand something. Like on tests, I was allowed to have my phone.
Wow. So we're not speaking for every school, but
yeah, for my school.
Yeah.
Like for like a couple math tests, I was allowed to have my phone at the beginning of the year because there was one word that translated to like maple syrup a lot for some reason, and so on math homework all the times it would tell me to like pour maple syrup on my homework, and so I just
Google Translate
so confused.
Work
and I just like I just stared at the paper for like 30 minutes until I said I'm not gonna pour maple syrup on my paper and bring it to school for my teacher.
So for more weird translations, watch Juliana's school supply video.
Actually, watch the one y'all make.
This is okay. So, what have been like the best things about this year and specifically like with moving like to school?
Okay.
School.
I was gonna say ice cream at school, but yeah,
okay,
ice cream at school. There we go. One of my friends, she's Ukrainian that I met. I hung out with her a lot because she speaks fluent English. So it did help a lot to have a friend that just helped me with my French. And there was also another American kid at my school that had been there for like a year, I think, already. And they also had a French parent too. So they were helpful if I just needed like a word or two, because they weren't in my class, but like if I was trying to speak to my friends and there was a word that I didn't know, like I needed to know how to say ruined, because I was talking about a book with one of my friends, and I just sat there and was like, so yeah, that was helpful.
It sounds like one of the best things was there was a couple of people in school who also students also spoke English that you could bond with.
Asking a teacher is weirdly really scary, even if you know they speak English. It's like, well, I'm just gonna not do anything. I'd rather not do anything than speak to a teacher.
Yeah. How are you feeling about French now? Speaking French over the year?
Beaucoup mieux. I'm much better. I feel much better with it. I'm starting my first French book in French. Technically, it's just a book that I've read, like, I'm a bit obsessed with, that I've read a trillion times in English. But that helps. So, yeah, reading a French book.
Yeah.
I don't know how long this is going to take me. But I feel much more secure in it. I mean, I still stare a lot, like there's a certain look that I have when my teacher's like, okay, what do you need? Because I just like look at them like.
And have you found the teachers to be patient and helpful, or have they been mean?
Yeah, I had one, maybe two teachers that were kind of mean, but like you always have a mean teacher in the group, it feels like. But most of the time they've just been nice and supportive, and yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and I think my last question is, now that you're going into your second year of school, you have some French skills now, you've made some friends. Like, what are you looking forward to this year?
But they have this program called L'Atelier that everyone does, and it's like a workshop thing. It's not optional, you have to do it. But I'm choosing to do theater, and I'm really excited for that because I used to be able to do theater at my school in the U.S. As an extra after-school activity, but I couldn't here in my old school, so I'm really excited to be able to do theater again, because I really enjoy it.
And, like, I said that was the last question, but actually...
Liar.
What advice would you have for parents who have kids that are old enough to be in school, and they want to do, like, an extended stay family trip? What advice would you give them about either how to talk to their kids about it or how to help their kids adjust once they're here?
Find something they enjoy doing to do at school. Like the other American kid, they had like those cubes, Rubik's cubes. They had a trillion Rubik's cubes, and they were really good at them. And they would just sit there and like fidget the whole day. And it was like, yeah, I think so. That's what they did. I read my Ukrainian friend. She liked to fidget with things, but I think all of us did. But yeah, she liked writing a lot. So she wrote a lot of things. So yeah, everybody just finding something to take a break off of doing Frenchness.
So one was like finding an activity that you enjoy and can kind of get lost in and take a break.
Yeah, during school hours.
Yeah. And then what would be your advice for parents to talk to their kids about maybe making a move like this?
I think part of the reason that I said yes, that I wanted to do this much, was because you guys said, like, it's not for sure that we'll do it for this amount of time, but we're definitely going to do it for this amount of time. And yeah, it was just, I don't know, that just found me wanting to do it more. I don't know if that makes much sense.
Yeah, no, it does. It does.
And then
I'd like to clarify, we did not lie to you.
No, you didn't. No, don't
but
worry.
We did say we're definitely going for this long, and we're just going to keep reevaluating how things are.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like doing something like that just felt better.
Yeah.
Than saying, like, we're going to move for 3 whole years. Yeah.
So, like, having an open conversation about it, not just before you go, but, like, even as we've been here.
Oh, and, starting, like, French lessons or Duolingo or something really intensely, half a year before you leave, like 6 months before you leave, start that, because you might think, oh, that's stupid, we're moving there, we're going to learn it fast. No, it's not stupid. Do it before. It's going to feel so much better going in, and I wish that I could have had more time doing French lessons, because we only did them about for 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, it was pretty quick from when we decided to come to when we left.
It wasn't very long.
Yeah, so we didn't have a lot of time.
But I would suggest doing it for a little while so that you can, like, learn some basics into French.
Thank you for all of your thoughts, Juliana. I'm glad to hear all your perspectives on what this experience has been like. All right.
You're welcome.